This is the Monkey Business Show. And Ken, what is your problem, man?
Nothing, man. I'm here.
What is wrong?
I'm here. You have me paranoid now.
Why?
Because, I don't know when the camera's on or when it's off.
Oh, no, it's on. When you see in that little box right there, that little preview window right there?
I know, but before that wasn't showing. And I didn't know if it was on and you were going to trick me and play...
I don't trick anybody.
Bullshit.
No, when the other window was there, when this window right here was there, is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't like that, because I'm afraid I'm going to, make stupid faces or burp or...
You can make stupid faces like this.
I might take my...
because this right here does nothing. You can't see what I'm doing when that screen's there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then when you do this, you come back, and then you can say, okay.
All right, cool.
Now we're live.
All right. Okay.
See?
I think you're lying to me a little bit, but we're still
normally, I would be, yes.
Yeah,
but,
I know you.
Yeah, I know you too.
You're kind of a dick.
I am not kind of a dick.
You are a full-on, rigid erection.
Ask anybody I work with. I am full-on a dick. Anyway, welcome to the Monkey Business Podcast.
Yep.
My name is Chris, and also known as Moose. And the person to my left here is Ken,
yep.
Also known as Ken. He doesn't have a name. Little fancy nickname.
I use KC.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
What's the C for?
My middle initial.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't for the life of me figure out what that was, but I guess I didn't know your middle name either. Anyway, so we're trying out this live stream thing. It's probably not going to work good for the long run, but we'll see.
We'll try. Hello, Twitch people.
Yes, Twitch people.
What's up?
And most specifically, Nathan's Dugout for following us there. That's apparently what you're supposed to do on this thing as well, is say, hey, thank you for following us.
Oh, okay.
When somebody follows you on here, you're supposed to say, oh, hello, Nathan's Dugout. Thank you for the follow, or for the subscription, or whatever other stuff that we have.
Okay. You know what the problem is?
No, what's the problem, Ken?
Don't be... See, there you are, you rigid dick. Excuse me. The problem is that shit like this is for young people who are on the cutting edge of technology and all sorts of things, and we are old farts who... Dude, I grew up using a Commodore 64.
Same.
Now.
Well, I was a little above that. I had the 128, but
whoop-de-doo. I had a TI 99 before that.
I had the TRS 80, bitch. Little trash 80 for you. Texas Instruments, yeah. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You are right about that. About how this is, for the younger people. But guess what? There are older people than us doing live stuff like this.
Like grandma's knitting and stuff?
Yes, like grandma's knitting.
I'd watch that show.
Would you?
No.
Sad. I mean, I do think I saw someone who was probably on the sexual predator list on this thing here.
I don't
picture
doubt
of him
talking
to some young kid and her mother. But whatever, good for him.
That's creepy, man.
I guess, but yeah, well,
that's why
the world's creepy.
That's why Live PD is filmed in that guy's neighborhood.
No, that's yeah.
You're
right.
Uh-huh.
Live PD is actually filmed in my general location. In Pasco County.
To catch a moose?
No, never catch me. Anyway,
it's not like you're quick.
Wow.
Anyway, let's get to why we're here.
Motherfucker goes to Las Vegas and he comes back.
I didn't go to Las Vegas.
That's right. Whatever.
Did not go to Vegas.
You know what I'm talking about here.
I went to.
Oh, and something else I gotta
Angeles.
fix here too. Look at this.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
those
I
cool
know.
Little things up
I
there.
know you didn't.
Wow.
Nobody ever notices my stuff here.
Can we put a little countdown thing in each one of those boxes? How long we're going to talk about it?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Not that I really care. It doesn't matter. I don't want to be confined like that.
Yeah, because your creativity, you don't want your creativity.
Right. That's right. You can't stunt it.
Just welcome to the show here. And what we do is we talk about the 80s and 90s, also known as affectionately as the hairband era.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure some people can't stand the fact that it is called the hairband era. But we dig it. And so much of the fact that Ken here and a buddy of ours, Greg,
yep,
went to Los Angeles for his birthday.
We did.
For Greg's birthday.
We did.
And I know their stories, so I've got to hear the stories.
Well,
I mean, because you were tweeting, you were posting some Instagram pictures here and there. You were posting some stuff. You were sending me some stuff.
I did.
You guys really went there. Who all did you originally go to see?
We were going to see Vane, and our plans changed like 40 times.
Vegas was on the routine, though, wasn't it?
Vegas. There was a thought of a side trip to Vegas.
Okay.
So I don't know. I guess I'll just go through the trip. So we get out there Friday late afternoon, and we check into the Over the Rainbow Airbnb.
Over the Rainbow. Now, what is that exactly?
It's owned by the Rainbow Bar and Grill. And it's
really?
Literally
the infamous Rainbow Bar and Grill.
Yeah, and the B&B is right behind it.
Really?
Yeah, like you walk out of the Rainbow, you take a left-hand turn, you go up the mountain, like it's probably 200 feet away from the Rainbow.
Really?
Yeah, like we could stand on our little porch and watch everybody.
I was going to say, if they had an outside thing, you could stand there and listen to them. Oh,
yeah, totally.
That's very neat.
So anyway, we check in there.
How much was that? That wasn't cheap, was it?
It wasn't bad. It was reasonable. It was cheaper than a hotel room.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I figured it would be like, $700 a night or whatever,
It was nothing outrageous. When you do book it, they kind of they'll ask you a few questions. They kind of give you a little bit of an interview to make sure you're not going to come there and destroy the place.
Really? Well, how do they know?
Yeah. Well, they don't, but...
you guys could have checked in. I could have came in there and just been, me, bouncing off the walls and just destroying stuff.
I can't believe I let you in my house.
Well, the door was open, so...
That's true. So anyway, we check in, put our stuff down.
I'm kind of curious about these questions.
What questions?
What kind of interview did they give you?
Oh, it wasn't really that. It was just more along the... Greg answered the whole thing. It was more along the lines of, well, we don't know you personally, so, why are you coming? And this type of stuff. And Greg wrote this long biography, like the history of the both of us liking this music. Geez. Like, it was insane.
That's awesome.
But... and then when we left, he sent him another email saying, we appreciate it. It was great. I hope we left the room in pristine condition. And they instantly emailed him back and said, you guys are welcome back anytime you want to. If you want us to block out a certain amount of time. Yeah, dude, nice. I swear. It was super cool.
Nice. I like it.
But anyway, so we check in. And we went down to Guitar Center and Sam Ash, just to look around real quick. Guitar
Center's the one that's they got their handprints in the ground and all that.
Yep.
Of famous people in the guitar world, so to speak.
It's very cool. I had been there a few times, so this time it wasn't as awesome as the first time.
Yeah.
But so we go there and we were really running short on time because I had set up I had talked to Ashley from Vane previously in the week.
Right.
Well, Greg loves Vane. So
yes, he does.
I had talked to Ashley and I said, hey, we're going on the Monsters of Rock cruise and it's Greg's birthday. If you guys have a few minutes where you could take a picture or, just let us say hi or whatnot. I said that would be super cool. Well, he messages me back and says, come down to the Whiskey at 4:30 and you can come in and hang out while we sound check.
Nice.
And then we'll talk and blah, blah, blah. So we were there for probably like 2 hours.
And I'm sure knowing Greg, he probably had the biggest smile on his face,
man. He was blown, because I never told him what we were doing until we were like 100 feet away from the Whiskey. Really? I didn't tell him anything. And he was like, a kid.
Kid in a candy store.
Yeah, it was great. So they were just about finished with their sound check, and my phone goes off, and it was Steven from Pump 5. And he's like, hey, where are you guys at? We're at the Rainbow. And I said, we will be there in 5 minutes. So
that's great.
We leave the sound check, we walk back down the street, and Stephen, Andre, and Drew had already gotten a table at the Rainbow. So we sit down with them and we're, we're hanging out, talking, eating, shooting the shit. It was phenomenal. And we were, what?
No, I was going to say, Rainbow Bar and Grill, I mean, to me, that's a bar. If, for someone who hasn't been there, and the whiskey is just a bar.
No,
but that's what I'm thinking. The whiskey is a bar.
The Rainbow is not.
So it's got actual real food.
The whiskey or the Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Yes, the Rainbow. Not only does it have food, but it's got the greatest food on the planet.
Really?
I'm not shitting you one bit. I'll get into that more later.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I thought it was just a bar.
No.
Where people hang out. You know?
The Rainbow is probably my favorite place on the planet right now.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
great. So anyway, we're sitting there with the guys from Pump 5, and we're talking about the tour with Enough's Enough and Bullet Boys.
Yeah, the Hair Nation tour that just included.
So we're this is kind of funny. I didn't even tell you this yet. So we're sitting there and we're talking about it, and Andre is sitting across from me, and
Andre, the drummer of
he can't really see behind him.
Right. So
we're talking, and I'm telling him some Mark stories from way back in the day, and we're just talking about stuff, and he had said something about Mark, and this and that.
Mark who?
Mark Torian from Bullet Boys.
All right.
So I look to the left just a tiny bit, and who do you think is standing right there but Mark?
No way.
So I said to him, I go, well, why did you bring him with you then? And he turns around and he goes, oh, are you kidding me? He goes, I just spent all these months, and now here he is. But it couldn't have been any better timed. It was just hilarious.
Right.
So he came over, and we were all talking. And
now, so you actually had hangout time with Mark from the Bullet Boys.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Not the I just got off stage, I'm a rock star, everybody loves me type of thing.
No.
He was just
right.
Okay. So how was he?
He was all right. He was nice. He's always nice.
Right.
But he had a table full of people that he was with. I couldn't tell you who they were. Maybe family, friends. Right. I don't know. But so we go back to talking, and we're talking about Pump 5's next record and what they've got, in the works and things like that.
And how much Greg's going to pay to get it financed.
Yeah, don't be surprised if you see
I know, man.
full service on vinyl here very soon.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Mm-hmm. So we're talking, and I'm paying attention to what's going on around me, but not like fully, like I'm not in the zone or anything. Mm-hmm. And I lean back in the seat for a minute, and a guy, because 3 of us were at one booth, and then there's a little aisle, and then Greg and Steven were at a table across the aisle.
So you're still together, but you're not.
Right. So I happen to look up, and there's a guy standing right in front of me, and it was Taylor Hawkins. And I look up, and I'm like...
Taylor Hawkins from Foo Fighters.
Yeah, and I go, whoa! And he stops, and he looks down at me, and I go, Taylor! Like I know him.
Oh, buddy, I haven't seen you in so long.
And he looks down, and he's like, oh, hey. And I stand up, and I put my arm around him like, man, we got to get a picture. And he's like, okay, man.
He's probably like, I'll do anything you need to. Just let me pass.
So it was funny because I think I startled him, and the fact that he was there startled me. Mm-hmm. It was just kind of funny. And
sorry, Chris. Sorry, I'm commenting on something Chris said.
Oh.
Twitch sucks. So much lag. I don't know. This is the first time I'm doing it, man. So I'll figure out a lot of stuff. I got somebody that's going to help me. But let's get back to the story, though.
Yeah, so anyway, that was it. His family was sitting at the table behind us. So at this point, we're eating and hanging out with the guys in Pump 5. Taylor Hawkins is sitting behind me. Mark Torian is over to the left of us. Mm-hmm. And, it was like one of those...
It's a horrible life for you, I guess, at that point.
Well, no, this is just the one night. Like it was.
That's what I'm saying.
It was almost like... It was just surreal.
It's like you just got there and then you're eating dinner the first night.
Yeah.
And then all this happened.
Yeah. And I'm like, holy crap, man, this is unreal. And it was funny because Greg got to the airport separately from me because he had to go into work for a little while. So I'm at Tampa Airport, and I'm sitting in seats waiting for him, and the Hard Rock in there is right there.
In the airport?
Yeah, there's one in the airport.
I didn't think I knew that.
Yeah. Well, you do now.
Is that new?
I don't know. I don't know. Usually when I'm at the airport, I'm trying to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, right.
But I text him because I happen to hear Extreme. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wait, I hear Extreme. So I look over on their like big screens through the thing.
Right.
And there's Nuno and Gary doing More Than Words. So I take a picture of it from where I'm sitting, and I send it to Greg. I go, you know this is going to be a good trip when Extreme is playing in the airport.
Playing you out, huh?
Yeah, so anyway, so after we get finished eating, it's getting a little bit late. Actually, there's more to that story before we leave.
So you're still in Tampa?
Oh, no.
You're still in
the Rainbow Friday night. And then we had talked to Ashley from Vane at the sound check. And then he comes walking in with two of his friends, and he's sitting like to my immediate left in the next aisle. So now you have Mark in one booth, Ashley in one booth, Taylor Hawkins behind us, and us with Pump 5. So Greg...
Apparently this is a common occurrence.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Yeah. So Greg being Greg, he ends up paying for Ashley and his guest dinner.
Of course. Yeah.
And then, you know, of course, he picks up the check for us and Pump 5 guys and everything. And so then Ashley comes walking over. He's like, hey, I just want to tell you guys thank you. And I said, man, that's all him. I said, he's, you know. So then they talk a little bit. And it was really cool. So then we head down to the whiskey. It was Greg and I and, you know, Steven and Andre and Drew.
So the entire Pump 5 band.
Right.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we watched a couple of the openers, which... Anybody
worth listening to on your radar for anything like that?
No.
Just one of those trash openers?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Like the one band, I think that they were called, like, Leather Duchess.
Awesome.
Yeah. No. But anyway, they looked like young kids, right? Like Motley when they first started out. But I don't think I'd buy their music.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere, though. And opening up for Vane's not a bad thing.
No. I mean, no, not at all.
Let me rephrase that. Opening up for, I don't want to say legendary, but someone who's been on the Sunset Strip for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
At that place.
Right.
Yeah, so.
I mean, when we went to the sound check, man, it took everything I had to not run up on that stage because I just wanted to see what it felt like to be on the stage of the whiskey. Yeah, I was like, man, I just want to stand up here and be like, yeah. But
get up there, stand up and shout!
Right? But we had a great time. We watched the show. We were all hanging out, you know, just like we had been friends for like 50 years. You know, it was those guys. I can't tell you how super cool they are. And you know, I'm sure you saw Drew's comment, you know, on Facebook.
You know what?
One of the pictures.
The entire weekend, I'm putting notices on my Facebook and stuff like that. I'm like, you know, I want to see when this guy says something like first. I want to see when this, and I'm like, oh, really? Oh, I know. Come on! Oh man!
There were a
so
few
much
times,
fun. It seemed like
there were a few times during the conversation where I had said to the guys, I'm like, man, Moose is gonna be so pissed off. And then Drew commented on there. He's like, man, we miss you, Moose.
Son of a bitch. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was Friday night. So Vane gets done. It was because we were tired. We had been up.
I was gonna say first night in Los Angeles. You go see the show.
Yeah.
What time did you go to bed?
I don't remember.
The only acceptable answer is after 4 a.m.
It was probably well. I mean, with the time change and everything, we were awake for over 24 hours. Easy.
Oh, the flight change.
Yeah. So we were just wiped out. I mean, I don't even remember passing out. Like I was out.
Usually the best nights, right there.
Yeah. And then we got up Saturday, and we went down to Guitar Center again. We made multiple trips down to Guitar Center because we were both kind of flip-flopping on whether to buy something or not.
I was about to say, what did he buy?
He did not. He didn't.
Really?
He didn't. But I tell you what, man, they had, the Guitar Center had Tommy Lee, like a replica kit of...
From the dirt. Yeah. I saw your picture there.
Yeah, and man, I thought that Greg was going to buy that thing. And I kept giving him a hard time. I'm like, that would look so good in my living room.
Isn't it? Wasn't it like $5,000?
Yeah, it was $5,000, which was not unreasonable for that because it's a really cool kit and it's got a lot of pieces.
And now it has history.
So yeah, it was well worth it. I mean, there was a DW kit that was 3 down from that wasn't anything in particular, and that thing was $20,000.
What?
Yeah, $20,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've spent some money on drums, but not
me. Not being a drummer, I can tell you that's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's Neil Peart.
That might be worth $20,000.
I wouldn't pay that. I wouldn't have it to pay, but regardless, yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, But the Tommy Lee one, nonetheless, was good. You know, it was the reflective metal look, and it had red rims and red hardware. It was a sharp-looking kit. But, I mean, it's still for sale. It can get shipped. Just saying.
So if you're wanting to get Tommy Lee's kit shipped to you for a low price of probably $6,000 by the time shipping kicks in.
I don't know. I don't even want to speculate on that.
Just go to the Guitar Center.
Get on Guitar Center Hollywood's website and order away. But you better beat Greg to it.
Yeah, right? He's probably sitting home like, should I have gotten that?
Yeah, right?
I should have gotten that, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should have gotten that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to... No, I can't get that. I'm going to get that. I could just see him doing that.
Yeah. So after we went around to a couple of stores, we decided to drive out to Santa Clarita, which is probably 45 minutes away, to a golf course.
One thing I could say about Santa Clarita.
It's full of vampires.
Full of vampires.
Was that wasn't? Was that Santa?
I'm pretty sure it was Santa Clarita. I gotta find it now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Santa Clarita.
Well, it may have been, but we didn't see any vampires, but we did go to a golf course.
Okay. Golf course?
Yes.
You're not a golfer?
No, I'm not. I mean, I can play, but I just hate it. I'll do that when I can't do anything else. But,
okay.
So we go out there, and there was a pirate festival type of thing going on. It was like, I don't know, they had some craft beer. It was like a bunch of food trucks almost, and then tents with people selling stuff.
Food truck rally.
It was almost like a miniature Renaissance festival, except people were dressed as pirates instead of whatever Renaissance people are dressed as.
Pirate festival?
Yeah. Yeah.
Santa Carla, by the way.
Oh, it was Santa Carla, yeah. That's it.
Okay, so you're out there being a butt pirate. What else?
We get out there, and there's like a giant tent and a stage underneath it. And that is where we saw the Bullet Boys play. Yeah.
Okay, hang on. The Bullet Boys.
Yes.
Mark Torrens Bullet Boys.
Yes.
Owner of the best possible back-to-back album.
Yes.
In the last 10 years, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, back-to-back, those... Yeah. And they played a little pirate fest.
Mm-hmm. The LA Guns was supposed to play as well, but
as well.
Yeah, but somehow they just were not there. I don't know. And judging by how few people were there, I'm guessing that maybe this thing didn't have enough money to pay both bands.
Oh wow!
I don't know. I don't want to speculate because I don't know.
You don't know. Well, I mean, I guess since it is in LA, maybe it's since the home base, it would be like Sabotage playing here. Well,
yeah.
Not now, but back in the day, it's like they'd play all the time. When they go away, they can play bigger. But wow.
Yeah, it was weird because they had like bales of hay out in front of the stage for people to like sit on. And when they first came out, there was probably 60, 70 people sitting there hanging out watching. And probably 3, 4, 5 songs in, people just started disappearing little by little.
So they were there just for the seats.
That's awesome. It was kind of an odd thing. And to backtrack a tiny bit, when we had talked to Mark Friday night, he was like, "Oh yeah, come out, blah blah blah. We'll get you back. We'll get you passes or whatever."
Made it sound like a big deal.
Right. So then the next day, I was texting with Steven, and he got with Bullet Boy's guy, whoever he is, and he's like, "Okay, this is the guy's number. Text him when you get there, and he'll get you hooked up or whatnot." So I text the guy. And we had already had tickets, so we walked inside. So I text him like, "Hey, Steven from Pump 5 told me to text you when we got here, da-da-da-da-da." And the guy replies, "Well, what is it that I can do for you?" And I was like, "Okay then." And as I'm
just wanted to say hi, buddy.
Yeah,
that's all.
As I'm looking around, I'm thinking, all right, there's really no backstage. There's really nothing here. So I was just like, okay. And I just
didn't respond.
No, I just didn't even answer because we just watched the show. And that was it. And it was funny because I was wearing my Pump 5 shirt. And I could see the guys from the band like looking at my shirt going, "Oh, okay. There's this guy with a Pump 5 shirt on." But
this guy again.
But yeah, so after that, we... God, I feel like all I'm doing is talking.
Well, you are, because it's your trip.
I hope this isn't like boring to people.
Well, I mean, it's... Let's put it like this. If it is boring to people... Number one, too bad, not your show. Number 2, it's basically seeing the I don't want to say the inner lives, the inside lives, but the private lives of a rock star. No, because you don't normally see Taylor Hawkins out walking around just hanging out. No. Knowing that he's going to stop in a restaurant just to take a picture with you and be like, all right, yeah, man, cool.
No.
I mean, that's.
Right.
I think it's cool. So,
but I want to throw in this sidebar that I didn't even find out until Sunday night. Mm-hmm. Was that Saturday, after seeing Taylor, damn, my computer shut off. After seeing Taylor Friday night, I thought, well, shit, man, maybe, Dave Grohl's going to pop up somewhere, right? Because you know how he is. Mm-hmm. You never know what he's going to be or where he is. So I find out on Sunday night, and I'll get to that part, that I guess Dave ended up having a barbecue at his house for the firefighters. Yeah, I
saw something about that.
Fighting the fires up in the hills. Which, awesome. That is awesome. And man, I wish I could have gone to that because I'd even cooked. I'd have been like, shit.
Move over, give me the oven. Give me the grill.
Give me that spatula. I'll make this happen. But yeah, so I thought that was really cool.
So many people lost their houses out there.
Oh, I know. It's terrible.
I keep on reading. About like Gerard Butler lost his house, mm-hmm. and Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit lost his house, and this one, that one, Neil Young, and all this other kind of stuff. And these are just the big names.
Yeah,
just imagine how many people that just nameless people.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like there were certain parts where we were traveling around and we could see a lot of the smoke would be floating. I didn't see any actual flames because I think we were too far
Probably
south.
Too far down, right?
Yeah. But just knowing that was going on, I was like, man, I feel so bad. Mm-hmm. But so we watched the Bullet Boys. We head back to the Sunset Strip.
Right.
And we're kind of trying to figure out what we're going to do. And we ended up actually crashing for a while because we got.
It's probably a good idea.
We got back to the apartment, and I was like, man, I gotta take a power nap or I'm never going to make it because with the time change and all of that, and then not sleeping Friday night.
So you got to see Vane and Leather Duchess.
Yeah.
And the Bullet Boys so far.
Up until this point.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So.
Leather Duchess.
Yeah. So then we. God, I'm trying to keep everything straight. So then we wake up and it's probably 8:30, 9 o'clock. Get cleaned up, head down to the Rainbow again.
That's the place.
And it's funny because the waitress that helped us out Friday night, she sees Greg and I come in and she walks by the table and stops and goes, "Oh, hey guys."
You know why? Yeah. Probably because Greg tipped her really well.
I'm sure he did. But anyway, so she stops and she's talking to us and blah, blah, blah. And then she wasn't our waitress that night, but a different girl was. Mm-hmm. And she was super cool too. So we're just shooting the shit and talking. And I was like, what can you tell me about this chicken soup? I said, because I've seen stuff on YouTube about the chicken soup at the Rainbow.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, you will never want to eat another piece of food in your life after you have that.
I don't like soup.
You will love this. I'm telling you, I could eat
Your face just lit up when you said, "You will love this!"
Well, you know me. I don't eat. And it's amazing. And then I had a grilled cheese with bacon that was equally as stellar.
See, this is like cafe food.
Right, but they have full-on Italian. Like, They have lasagna. They have this. They have that. Okay. Greg ordered cheese sticks. And I'm thinking, it's going to be like the normal...
Little bar sticks.
You know what they were? Perfect. They took... It looked like a block of mozzarella cheese and cut it into, like, ice cube looking...
Okay.
And then fried it like that. It was so good. Like, everything in that place is so good. It's unreal. Needless to say, I had chicken soup mixed with their minestrone soup. Because that's what the regulars have. Right. They mix it.
The regulars?
Yeah.
So you're a regular now?
I'm in the
all right, I got you.
But anyway, that was all I had there the whole rest of the time. Like, I got to have soup. And then Greg tried it, and he's like, man, we're getting this to go. So, but anyway, the drummer for Paradise Kitty bartends there a couple nights a week.
Oh, no
so
kidding.
We were talking to her on Sunday night. And I was telling her, I'm like, God, I love this soup so much. Is there any way you can, like, ship it to Florida? She's like, yeah, I'll freeze it and send it to you. And so it was cool, but I'll go back to that. So we eat, and then we head down the strip. Oh, I skipped part of it. Jesus.
Don't be skipping stuff, man.
No, I'm not.
Chris is back now. He wants to hear this stuff.
Oh, okay. So as we're eating, Michael Starr from Steel Panther comes walking in with I don't know if it was
that's right. I totally forgot I saw that picture.
Yeah, I don't know if it was his girlfriend or wife. I don't want to speculate. I don't know. He was with
somebody, a little sister.
Yeah, a good-looking girl. So I'm looking at him, and I can see him like looking over at me, and I'm like, all right, I don't want to be that guy.
But you are that guy.
Oh yeah, but I was
totally
like,
that guy.
Man, I'm in LA, and I freaking love Steel Panther,
right.
So there's no way I'm not gonna speak to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of waited, and we were getting ready to leave, and I go to Greg. I go, I gotta go say hi to him at least, you know, and just tell him. So luckily for me, I didn't want to interrupt him. So luckily for me, as I got up to get ready to leave, he was getting up to use the restroom.
You didn't talk to him in the restroom, did you?
No.
Okay.
I walked right up to him as he got up, and I go, Michael. He goes, yeah, and he like again, like he's supposed to know me, or I'm, you know.
Right.
And I go, I just want to tell you, you guys are fucking great. And he kind of looked at me, and I go, I fucking love Steel Panther. And he's like, oh, thanks, man. He goes, I appreciate it. So I go, do you mind if we get a picture? He's like, no, because, you know, he's big with the social media.
Yeah,
he's super
absolutely.
cool. So we get a picture, and I start talking to him. Well, Paradise Kitty, which is the Girls Guns N' Roses cover band, they were playing at the Viper. And I had noticed on Instagram throughout the day that they were teasing having some special guests. And it said something about kitties, you know, past and present kitties or something. Okay. Well, to me, a panther is a kitty. Yeah. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe Michael Starr is going to go down there and do something with Paradise Kitty. You know, kitty, panther.
I got you. I'm with you on that line of thinking.
There's something there. So I ask him, I'm like, hey, are you going to the Viper Room for Paradise Kitty? And he goes, no. And I go, oh, okay. He goes, but I am going to the Atomic Punks show at the Whiskey. And I go, oh, cool. He goes, are you going there? And I go, you know, I don't really know. We're kind of maybe going to go to both.
Right.
And so we did end up going to the Viper, because I had never been in the Viper Room before.
Awesome.
And I wanted to see what it was like.
Right.
You know, the Whiskey I had been in a few times.
Miss Live. New follow.
Oh, what's up?
Dig it. Anyway.
So yeah, so we end up going to see Paradise Kitty, and they had Ace Von Johnson came up.
Yeah, that's hold on, don't tell me. That's a new guy from LA Guns who used to be a new guy for, oh my God, what the hell? Fast Pussy Guy.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes. He's playing with both.
Oh, is he? I thought he was out at one.
No, he's playing with both.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
So he came up, did a few songs with him. It was great. And then another guy came up, and right now, man, I cannot remember what band he was from.
Oh, boy.
I feel embarrassed.
You should be embarrassed.
It'll come to me.
Yeah, as soon as we hit end stream.
Yeah, right. But anyway, so they had another guest come up, and then...
You see this?
What'd he say?
It says, this is Nathan's Dugout. I want soup with Steel Panther. The jealousy in Moose's eyes. He wants to hurt you because of your weekend. Just saying. Yeah, you have no idea, man. You have no idea.
But, yeah, you know, there were so many things that I wanted to, like, text you and send you pictures of, and I thought, no, man, that's like setting his dick on fire or something, you know?
It already hurts a little bit.
But,
besides the point.
Yeah. So, the Viper Room, way smaller than I ever thought.
Yeah, I know it's tiny.
Yeah.
I didn't know how, I don't know how tiny, but I know it's a small place.
It was very small. But it was cool. You know, it was nice to be in there. It was nice because of the history of that club as well.
You just sit where River Phoenix died? You just sit outside on
Well, I mean, that's where you go in. It's actually like on the side of the building.
Yeah.
So we did see that. And then after that, we... did we go back to the Rainbow after that?
Probably, because that sounds to be like your home base at that point. We
may have. I can't remember. I was so tired.
Mm-hmm. Any drinking during any of this?
No.
Really?
No. I did a little bit of drinking Sunday night. Not much, though.
I kind of figured that you guys would be drinking the entire time.
Yeah, no.
That's good.
No.
Good for you.
No, not too much.
Maybe that's why I couldn't go.
For me. Why?
I would have been a drunken slob.
Yeah, you probably would have.
Taylor Hawkins, come here, buddy! You used to shut up. You used to jump for Alanis Morissette. I know that. I could just see me doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right in front of his family that was with him.
Yeah.
But it was funny. There were like some young kids, like maybe 11 or 12 years old, that were with his family, but they were sitting like right behind us, and they were talking about all kinds of stuff, like dicks and stuff like that. I'm like, wait, how old are you? Yeah, I was like, how old are you guys? But anyway, I was like, whatever. Yeah, right. So anyway, we see Paradise Kitty, and we probably went and got some more soup, and then crashed out. Got up on soup. Got up on Sunday. Man, we did some record store shopping.
Which I'm sure they have the best record stores. I mean, let's be honest.
It was really like Amoeba is huge. Mm-hmm. That's like a warehouse full of record stuff. Mm-hmm. But there's a little bit of everything.
See, I'm thinking more of like a Rock Island from back in the day here locally. You know, has all that little neat stuff and little promotional items and stuff like that. Amoeba
has some, but we went to like 2 or 3 other ones that were just like, nothing out of the ordinary. And then we found this other one, and I'll have to run out and look at the bag of the place because I forget what it was called. Mm-hmm. But they had a lot of cool stuff. They had a lot of collectibles, and it would have been very easy for me to dump a ton of money in there. But I didn't.
That's why I don't go to record stores anymore like that. I can't afford.
I bought a first pressing of Hysteria that still had the little sticker on it. Mm-hmm. So I bought that. They had a flat. You remember the promotional flats?
12 flats.
Yeah.
Double-sided.
I bought a Nirvana one for Nevermind.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
Which there can't be a ton of those floating around anymore.
Not in good condition anymore.
And it's a 2-sided one, and it's in perfect shape. And then I found...
What'd you pay for that?
$15. Okay, I mean, I know it's a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, but I would have probably paid that for that.
Yeah, to me it was worth it. And then I bought the Slam and Gladys CD because I thought I lost mine, but as soon as I walked in, I saw it in the rack.
Nope, I know where it's at. I borrowed it. Yeah. I know where it's at.
I was like, well, now I have 2. And then there was like a live Bullet Boys CD that I saw there. I was like, well, I don't remember seeing this, so let me grab it.
Like original Bullet Boys or
no?
After?
It was Mark and a few people that I didn't really recognize their names. Right. So, but I bought it anyway. I was like, it's like $5 or $6, whatever. And I feel like there was something else I bought, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So anyway, that was Sunday. Mm-hmm. And so we go back to the place again after shopping, and Greg passes out on the couch. Well, throughout the week, I had been talking to Nikki Stevens, who used to be in Paradise Kitty. She was the bass player, and she now has her own band called Teenage Ritual.
I've seen T-shirts for that on the Monsters of Rock pages.
Yeah.
With the tongue and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, her nickname is Nacho, and that's what that is. All
right, now that all makes sense. Right. Okay.
So she got her nickname Nacho from the drummer of Paradise, or no, from the singer of Paradise Kitty.
For some reason, I thought you knew her, like prior or something.
Maybe a week prior.
Did you?
Yeah, because I was like, hey, I'm coming out there. Is there any way I can get a shirt? And so she was like, yeah, no problem. I live up the street. So anyway, we had been texting, and she's like, meet me at the Rainbow. I go, okay, cool. Let's have dinner if you have time.
You're like, cool, chicken soup, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's what I ate. And she got nachos.
Of course you did.
So that was when I drank. She had a couple drinks. I had a couple drinks. We were talking, about music and everything like that. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. She's super cool. Awesome guitar player. Great bass player. She works for Fender.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Fender Play app where it's like the online lessons. Yes. She does that.
And no kidding.
She writes the lessons.
I was gonna do that a long time ago, but I just, time slips away.
Yeah, whatever. So I got my shirt, and we had dinner and talked, and then I had texted Greg because he was passed out. And I said, hey, when you come on downstairs because we're at the Rainbow.
Right.
Big surprise. So while we're sitting there eating, Brandon from Black and Blue came in there real quick, and he and Nikki are friends, so he came over and we talked for a while. Super nice guy, cool as hell.
I get it. See, if this was me, I'd be sitting there going like, hi, this is cool. This is really... It's that part of the 15-year-old me would take over, I think. Yeah. Like, I'm sitting in the Rainbow Bar and Grill. this one isn't a big cover band that everybody knows. This one isn't a band that everybody knows. I met this one. I met this one. I met this one. This is so cool. That would have probably taken over the 15-year-old me.
You know what made the whole weekend just so awesome was that nobody had any kind of ego.
Nobody was a dick.
Nobody.
Like that. That's awesome.
Nobody was a dick, and everybody kind of talked to us like we had been friends for a long time. You know, it was just really strange, you know, and I don't know. Like I'm really kind of looking forward to the cruise because, you know, now that I had contact with some like Ashley.
Right.
And,
yeah.
and
I mean, a lot of people say that the cruise is like that.
Yeah.
Just hanging out and
you know. And so I'm hoping to run into some of the people on the cruise. And even though Paradise Kitty isn't playing on the cruise, we were trying to, both Brandon and myself were trying to, no, they're not.
I thought they were.
We were trying to talk Nikki into going on the cruise because
Right.
she said, she's like, oh, I'd like to go. And I'm like, you should go. It would be fun. So, but anyway, so yeah, we need to make sure we have some equipment when we get on that boat.
You've got you had a long list of people that you've made your little contacts with, did you?
Yeah.
You're passing these things out like crazy, weren't you?
Yeah, I gave out quite a few of those. Yeah.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
And so anyway, after we had dinner, Nikki had an early morning, so she headed out, and we went down to the Whiskey and watched Black and Blue.
Black and Blue. I got a couple of people like, hey, I want your cards. I'm like, I don't even have the cards. What are you talking about?
Take a stack.
Well, how were they? Did they do? Did they do anything special?
They were very good.
Yeah.
They were very good.
Well?
Yeah, they were really good. I had never seen them.
Yeah, neither have I. I just know that they have some good tunes.
Greg has been a huge fan of Black and Blue, you know, for forever, and he had never seen them. So
really? Okay.
yeah, so he was going crazy. You know, he was having a blast because that was also his birthday.
His arm?
Yeah, he was crushing it.
I love when he does that. It's great.
They sounded really good, and it was a good show. And so after Black and Blue gets done, of course, we go back to the Rainbow, and that's when we were sitting at the outside bar where Lemmy used to sit.
Now that alone would have been cool to do.
Oh, yeah. So Rachel from Paradise Kitty happened to be bartending. So we sit down and we get our food, and we got a couple of shirts. And,
from the Rainbow?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And we were just talking to Rachel, and she was telling us all these great stories, which I'm not going to share right now because I think I've talked her into coming on the show at some point.
Oh,
I gave her a card. Yeah, she said that she would do it, as well as Nikki said she'll come on. Ashley said he will come on. We could probably get Davey Vane. So we could have.
It was a successful night.
I was working. I was taking pictures, and
that's awesome.
It was funny because on Friday night when we saw Vane, we were kind of in the back of the bar hanging out with the guys from Pump 5, and I remember at one point, and I look at them and I go, well, I'll be back in a few minutes because I actually have to do a little bit of work. I went up front and took some pictures and some video and stuff like that. And but no, it was really good.
That's cool. If I knew how to use this little Twitch program here, I'd throw some of that stuff up there while we're talking. But
oh yeah.
I don't know how to do it. I mean, there's this big area that's supposed to have a chat area over there, but it just disappears after a couple seconds. I don't even know what to do with that. So. Yeah. I don't freaking know. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so
that'd be neat to see.
Yeah, so after Rachel told us some really great stories, which I hope she'll share them, when she comes on, because some of them are really great, and Nikki's got great stories as well.
Right.
So, and plus we got to
just being out there, I'm sure, Yeah.
Yeah, and we got to promote Nikki's band like crazy because they're cool. And from what I've heard so far, I like it.
I saw one thing online. It was them doing. I think it was on a Halloween show. Them doing
Ghouls Night Out.
Pet Sematary.
Oh, Pet Sematary. Yeah, they did both.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I heard that. I was like, I haven't heard this in a long time.
Yeah.
Ramones tune. Wow.
So I'm pretty stoked for them to get their record finished.
That's good.
Yeah. And then Monday we woke up and packed up all our stuff and cleaned up.
Regrettably, you packed your stuff.
The whole time I'm like, why have I never moved out here? I should have just done it. And I don't know.
Regrets are a fun thing.
Greg, every time we walk by the old Tower Records building, because there's lease signs on it, Greg's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to lease it. We're going to open a restaurant bar. We're going to have bands there. And I'm like, man, it's with him. I don't know if he's being serious or not sometimes. And it's
obviously I don't know him that well, but some of the stories I've heard.
Yeah, it's
that's right.
Scary. What's that?
Chris wants to know if you got his Pump 5 shirt.
Well, we'll see. Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah, stay tuned.
I forgot about that. Maybe.
But, however, while we're on the subject,
yes.
I'm going to have to get up for a minute.
Oh.
So, because I got to show everybody our present that we got.
Present. Oh, yeah, okay, that's right. Our
present from Pump 5. Which, Chris, I'm sorry, buddy, but you can't have this. Let me grab it.
You can barely look at it, mother. Yeah, it's funny. You put this on as the little what do you call it, the icon or whatever you want to call it, the profile.
Yeah.
And it looks like a big nipple.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but it says Pump 5 there. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. And then Monkey Business. And then
everybody signed it. That's awesome.
All the way over here. Man, that's hard to navigate.
Yeah, it really is, because you got to go backwards.
So.
But that's. And it's like that wasn't your symbol that you took and said, "Hey guys, can you sign this?" You're talking. I know you're talking to me like, we're not doing anything.
Sorry about that.
That's fine.
When they handed it to me,
mm-hmm.
Being a drummer, I know what cymbals cost. And Andre's telling me that that's one of his favorite cymbals because it sounds so great, and I look at him and I go, man, please tell me that this thing is cracked somewhere because I don't want it if it's not broken.
That's what I normally see, but I don't see anything.
There's two in the top.
It?
Look to like.
Oh yeah. No, I do see it. I do see it.
Because I told him, I go, dude, we will wipe this Sharpie off and you keep it until it's broken.
Yeah, right.
I was like, man, I go, I feel like I should bring you some of mine to pay you back.
3 for 1.
Yeah, but so thank you guys. If you happen to listen to this, that was super cool, and it will be somewhere in the studio wall here shortly.
Yeah.
I just got to figure out where and how I'm gonna mount it.
Can't be behind you though.
No, it may have to go behind you. Unfortunately, my TIE Fighter Down banner may have to come down. So,
your old band?
Yeah. I sure do miss that, but it's on. Onward.
But you know what? It's a good.
Onward.
If you have to switch it out, that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll put some. Maybe I'll hang some guitars up there. I have my Scotty Hill signed guitar.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, maybe I'll put that up. I don't know. But the good news is, and I don't know if I shared this with you or not, that Pump 5 will be in Florida.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah. Sometime next year. They're gonna do some European dates with Enough's Enough.
Right. Yeah, I saw that.
And then they're gonna swing through Florida. I think that they said 5 shows.
We'll be seeing them 5 shows.
Yeah, which I looked at Greg and I go, hey buddy, I need a week off next year. And he goes, yeah, me too.
Awesome.
So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Chris, you get to go see him too. So hey, there you go.
Yeah. But man. It really was. It was a surreal.
It was an awesome weekend.
It was a surreal weekend. Yeah, and having been friends with Greg and knowing how much he's into this as much as we are,
mm-hmm.
he had a phenomenal weekend, and just seeing him get so excited about stuff, like I would have been too. So, but I mean, you and I have been around guys before and kind of been in that situation. And
right.
I'm not sure how much exposure to that Greg has had, but
yeah.
With it being his birthday weekend and everybody.
Oh, that's right. I forgot it was his birthday for all this too.
With everybody going out of their way to be so cool,
yeah.
it was a great weekend.
Nathan's dugout said that you should hang it right over there behind you.
And get rid of the...
No, underneath.
Underneath the Hair
perfect
Nation.
Spot right behind you underneath the yellow sign.
Yeah, the yellow poster behind me is...
2.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. We went to the Hair Nation Festival like 2 years ago, and there's probably, there's probably 40 signatures on the one and probably 40 on the other one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Half of them I can't even make out anymore. But some of
just scribbles.
Yeah, but I mean, if you really study them, you can figure it out. But I may do that because I definitely want that thing in a visible spot.
That sounded like you have an awesome freaking weekend.
It really was. And it was funny because, I'm texting with Steven, a couple of times throughout the weekend, and I was just like, hey, man, seriously, I want to thank you guys for everything you did, because they don't have to do that stuff.
Absolutely not.
But
at this point, they could be like, it's just some guys we played for, and that was that. Yeah.
But you know what, man? I think they genuinely dig the show. I really do, because we were all kind of joking around, because people would come around and they'd be like, "Oh, well, this is KC from the Monkey Business Show," and I'm like, "Well, nobody knows that. Cares about that." But it was just funny. We were just kind of busting on each other and joking around. It really was a great night, and I'm like, "Man, this is so much fun. I need to move out here."
That's good.
So I did tell Greg that I was going to take a month off of work and go be Andre's drum tech while they tour Europe.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. But, so they'll be in Florida next year. So
that's good, man.
Good stuff.
51 minutes.
I know, God.
And you said, I don't know if I can do
that. That's a lot of talking.
Tell you about my stories for 51 minutes.
Yeah, but man.
It's good stories though. You know, it's good stuff to hear. So
it was good. I mean, that's the thing, man. Steven even said something to me. He's like, man, we're family now, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. It's like
Steven is the singer of
Pump 5. Yeah.
Right.
So, but yeah. So I mean, if Greg has any say in the matter, look for full service to be out on vinyl sometime in the next few months.
That's great.
there may only be 100 available, so whoever's listening to this,
I know where 1, 2, and 3's going.
You may have an inside track on being able to acquire one.
That's great.
But yeah.
So what else did you do? What else has been going on with you? We haven't been able to do the show for one reason or another, and here it is. I think the 8th is when we were supposed to do it.
Yeah. I mean, other than work and going out there for the 4 days, that's pretty.
You saw the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, though,
I did.
Right? Was it good?
I did. Yeah, it was great.
I still haven't gotten to see it. I love the fact that everybody's listening to Queen now, though.
Yeah,
everybody.
Yeah. It's funny because at one point in time, I think it was Sunday morning, because we got up pretty early and we would walk a half a mile down Sunset and go to the Coffee Bean. Which is, I guess, from what I hear, a bunch of movie people and actors and all that, they always hang out at the Coffee Bean. But they have great coffee. And I don't drink coffee. But we would walk down there every morning and get some coffee and, hang out on the patio and then go back. So we got a little exercise for our old asses. But anyway, I was going to say, we ended up walking down Hollywood Boulevard. And I walked right up to the Queen star. Unintentionally, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So I pull out my camera and I snapped a picture of it. But anyway, to the movie, I'm going to tell you the same thing I've told everybody else. I loved it. I thought it was a great movie. However, I thought it could have been an hour longer.
From what I understand, maybe it was. There's someplace overseas that actually cut time out of it.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I felt like they could have put another hour's worth of stuff in that movie, and it still would. I mean, hell, if Kevin Costner can have a 3-hour movie about dancing with wolves, then Queen should have. Yeah, there was very, very little mention of David Bowie and stuff like that. Yeah, a great movie. Yeah. It was a great movie. I wish it would have been longer.
Yeah,
because I mean, David Bowie was a huge, part of Queen. Not that he was in the band,
right. Part of their existence,
right?
Yeah, their stories.
And there really wasn't a whole lot of the David Bowie stuff, which I wish there would have been. That's why I said they could have extended that movie another hour, and I still would have loved it just as much.
I've yet to see it. I can't stand paying $10, $15 to go to the movies to go take a nap. Because as soon as I sit in those chairs and the lights go down, it's just like.
I never said I went to the theater to see it.
Really? You don't say.
I may or may not have been sitting right on my couch and watched it.
You probably haven't though. You spent the money.
Oh yeah.
And
I've seen it twice.
You son of a bitch. You've seen it twice.
But yeah, great.
Everybody's loving Queen though. I was at a stoplight the other day and I see this guy who obviously never listens to Queen. He's got it blasting in his car. And then even little kids are digging Queen this time.
Yeah. Well, you know what else?
Did you hear this?
No.
I saw a little whistle was a lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, freaking no.
Freaking
I'm just a poor boy from a poor family.
Oh my God.
Doesn't even know the words, but it's awesome.
That's fantastic.
This kid's probably 2.5.
Where did you find that?
It's on YouTube.
Oh.
We will not
That's
let
great.
you go. Let him go. We will not let you go. Let him go.
Oh my God.
She does the whole thing.
The whole song?
The entire thing.
Well, we don't have to listen to the whole
Oh,
thing.
I know.
They
Gotta think right now is the headbanging part. Yeah, right. So I mean, even little kids are digging this stuff now, and I that's what I like. That's what I like about this kind of music.
Yeah.
You know, it's just bringing everybody.
You know what else is cool though? I mean, probably one of my greatest, like in things that happened in music history, in my top 5 was the Freddie Mercury tribute show where Extreme did the Queen medley.
Right.
I'm seeing people posting that on Facebook now.
Yeah,
and
left and right.
Yeah, and that just makes me so happy because that is one of the coolest performances ever.
I've got that on Laserdisc actually.
Yeah? Do you have a Laserdisc player?
I have 2.
That work?
I don't know.
But
I have a lot of junk.
So yeah, do you realize that we have not played one song?
Yeah, well, no, we just played Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay, touche.
But that's okay. Yeah, I know we haven't did any songs. We haven't did any real news. There hasn't really been that big of things in news anyway.
No.
I mean, not a lot. I mean, you got Buckcherry completely hosed it up like by doing Nine Inch Nails' Head Like a Hole.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
Ugh.
I did. I don't completely hate it. I'm not
It's not
real,
your favorite though.
Well, I'm just not really sure of the song choice. You know what I mean? Like I like the song and I like it's not bad.
Queensryche's got a new one coming out too, called
Yes.
The Verdict.
Yep.
Hi everyone, this is Todd Latore, and we're so excited to finally reveal the 2019 new Queensryche album coming out on Century Media Records called The Verdict. Joining us for the first leg of the U.S. tour will be none other than the legendary Fates Warning. Additionally, The Cringe will also be performing select dates.
He still sounds just like Jeff Dane though.
Oh, I think he's better.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying like the high pitch like that.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we have him on soon. He's
Oh no, we will.
He's local.
And
He's
he
in the
and he
area.
actually is in the area right now.
Yeah.
I've got some feelers out there for that. So Chris, you can't hear that at all. None of the stuff I just played out of the computer there.
Anyway, I'm gonna keep talking a little bit while he's answering. Todd Latore, or Todd Latore.
Yes.
When Jason Bieler did his acoustic set in Tampa, Todd came out and did "Love Is on the Way" with him.
Yep.
And it was pretty damn good.
So pissed I didn't go.
Thank you to people who Facebook Lived it.
Yes.
Because I could not go, and I've never sat there and watched my cell phone like I did that night. Yeah, I sat there and watched it on my cell phone, and then I realized, hey, you dummy, you have Apple TV. So then I streamed it up to my television and got to listen to it on my surround sound. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
yes, it was really good. But speaking of new stuff, there's a new band other than the Dokken with
the End Machine.
Yeah, the End Machine. There's a new band called A New Revenge. Did you hear about this yet?
No.
It is Carrie Kelly.
Okay.
Ripper Owens, Rudy Sarzo,
Right.
and James Kotak.
Really?
Yeah. Working on a record, those 4 guys. So I guess in between.
Odd.
Pairing
to me.
Kind of, yeah. But hey, you never know.
Good for them, I guess.
You never know what can come of that. So.
All right. Well, I guess I don't know. I was just told that the computer can't be heard. So the little toddler doing the Bohemian Rhapsody you guys didn't hear. The Buckcherry had like a hole you didn't hear. Queensryche thing you just didn't hear. But I don't know because I can't get a hold of Chris. Sorry, Nathan's Dugout is a buddy of mine, and he kind of lets me know what goes on and what's working, what's not, and I'm sure you listening to the show, you'll end up hearing from him too, because you know.
Yeah, he's into it.
He keeps on about you. Hey man, you need a guest, right? Come in this week. So I don't even know if we should even play an artist spotlight or not.
Well, I think my computer might be all right.
The thing of it is, we can hear it, so I don't know. Well, yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well,
we were supposed to have Phil Verone on tonight. I talked to him last week, and he said that he was in Philadelphia recording some stuff, video shooting, and told me to get a hold of him this week. Got a hold of him this week. Read my messages. Put me on the list apparently.
Yeah. Well,
put me on the pay no mind list. But yeah, I'm sure he's busy.
We've had him on before.
Yeah, he's a busy guy, so you can't keep that against him.
No.
But that's not going to stop us from playing a couple of tunes from the new album.
Yep.
Patina.
I'm gonna start it with the single.
Havana.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, from the album Patina.
Awesome.
So here you go. Check this out.
No, nobody can hear it. Alright, just go ahead and let it. What I'll do is I'll tack it on to the end of this, and let's be honest, it's a good album. Just go buy it.
Yeah, it's good.
Patina came out on Friday. It's available on the album as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't hear it, so we're not gonna bother messing with it because it's. I'd like to listen to it, but I've been listening to it all week.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah.
What else would you have played? There's a lot of really good stuff on here.
There is.
I mean, really good. There's not really. It's not. It's 9 tracks long.
Yeah.
And,
I think Bitter is cool.
Mm-hmm. See, I think I would have told you to either play Crooked Man or Chasing Ghosts. Probably Chasing Ghosts. And I think it's because of the of the bass line on it. It's just got a really nasty, dirty groove to it. I really
like it. The other one that I kind of dig is My Beautiful Mess, because that has some really off-time drumming in it, like not your typical, 2/4 beat. Right. It's got some really weird time signatures to the drumming in that song, and that kind of makes me interested in it.
Is it a beautiful mess?
It kind of is. Look at you. That was weird.
Yeah, most things I do are.
So where are we at time-wise?
We're about 1:06.
Okay.
So our normal show normally runs about an hour.
Hey, just to make it official, we should hit artist spotlight.
Oh, you want to do that? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just to make it
just
a real
thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get this all fixed.
Right.
See, the thing of it is, the program that I have up here that we're using right now is something called Streamlabs OBS. Now, if I used regular OBS, it would do this for me. All this switching, like, that, the fading. And a lot of stuff works on that doesn't work on this. However, this gets connected directly with this Twitch place, as I call it, this Twitch place.
Oh.
So it's more integrated with this one, and I guess updates will come along for this, but I don't know. It's a neat little thing we got here.
Well, we just got to figure out why the music is
why
not
the computers
playing.
isn't coming through.
Because that kind of sucked. Luckily, I had a lot to say in this episode.
Yeah.
We'd have kind of been in trouble.
No, not really. Not really. You always have stuff, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, that being said, we could always sing something out if you'd like, or probably not.
Oh, so that means the whole intro and everything was not there.
Oh, that's right.
Shit.
Sorry. I don't know why, though.
I don't either.
I don't know.
Fuck it.
All right, well, after we close this one out, I'm going to mess around with this a little bit more.
Frickin' technology, man.
Yeah, stupid technology. So
I'm going to go out on a limb before we sign off and say that on the next episode, come hell or high water, we will have a guest on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If we can figure out how to integrate that guest into this program.
Yes. Now, I don't know that I can do Skype. I mean, you have to. You know what it is? I have to get somebody that knows how to do this Twitch thing inside and out. I mean, I imagine it's going to be the same thing for, everything else as far as...
yeah. I mean, even if I got to make a phone call and put it on speaker and just...
Yeah, well, I mean, I could...
We got to get somebody.
Yeah.
We'll get somebody on.
We'll figure something out. Record it ahead of time or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But
all right, well...
Then you can't really do it, like, live.
No, I can't play from the computer. That's all right.
Yeah.
Put it on the phone and hold it up to the phone.
Yeah.
That sucks. All right, so...
We'll work on it.
Yeah, so I'm going to put a couple more things on the end of this and then maybe look to see what else I can figure out, because this is kind of ridiculous not to be able to hear the other stuff on here. So
yeah.
Alrighty, well, all right. That is the Monkey Business Show.
Yep, thank you all for listening and listening to my stories all night.
Yeah, I mean, and normally it's not all one-sided. It is very back and forth. However, it's just I wanted to hear his story. I haven't had a chance to talk to him at all about the stories.
Yeah, it's probably better.
So yeah, no, it definitely was. But it was a big rocking trip, and I'm glad you guys had fun. And sucks that I couldn't go.
Well, next time, like I told you. And then, of course, we got the cruise coming up.
Absolutely.
The pre-parties for the cruise, and you never know what's going to come up between now and then. But
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I will be going back out to California when Pump 5 starts recording their next record.
Background vocals.
Hey.
Steve, come on, buddy. I can do background vocals. Yeah, buddy. Woohoo!
I'll play a little cowbell, maybe.
We could get out there and go, yeah, in the background. Nobody's going to know.
Hey.
Anyway, so yeah, this is the Monkey Business Show. You can catch us on Facebook and Instagram. The Monkey Business Podcast is what you need to look for there.
Yep.
And then on YouTube, which I will put this show on YouTube as well, complete with regular audio that you're supposed to be able to hear from a computer. But then,
that would be very helpful.
Yes. You can just go there and search for Monkey Business Podcast, and it'll pop right up there. For some reason, they don't have a solid link. It's /Q94 uppercase G and all this other kind of stuff. So just search for Monkey Business Podcast and it'll pop up there.
Yeah, just do that. It's easier.
Yes, much easier.
So.
And what else?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it for this week. Sorry, next week there won't be any more California stories, but you never know. We'll have something better. Maybe we'll have someone from California.
Hey, there we go.
How about that? So, all right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in.
Absolutely, both of you.
And rock and roll.
That is so sad.
Well,
however,
on here.
On here, and that's now, and then it'll always go up, and yada yada.
You better hope it always goes up.
Ha ha ha.
They make pills for that.
Sexual joke. I get it now.
Gotcha.
All right. Thanks a lot, everybody.
All right.
And we'll see you next week.